Dias.
Buenos dias.
Welcome back.
Yes.
Sandra, good to see you. And this week's we're going to have a celebration for Joey Al-Hadef Misri. Your 80th birthday was at Hashem, muchos y buenos. And we here also we celebrate life. We're celebrating life, and also this week's Perashat, we're celebrating the life of Sarah Imenu. And Avraham Avinu, such a loyal husband, decides to bury her in Ma'arat HaMachpelah, as we know, in Hebron. Now, how in the world did she get and pass away in Hebron? They didn't live there. What is she doing there? How did she get to Hebron? How did she die in Hebron? So, and burying her in Hebron, what was his passion to bury her in Hebron? So the Midrash says that when Avraham Avinu was preparing food for the guests, he had to take, and he wanted to serve a tongue for each one of the guests, so he took 3 animals. Ve'ela bakar, that's Avraham, he ran to the cattle, and he took 3 of them to give them just the tongue from each one. Now, Midrash says that one of the calves ran away, and he's running after him, running and running, and where does he go to? Until Hebron. Until Hebron, from Beersheba. And he's running after the calf. And then the calf goes into a cave, and he goes into the cave, and he's like, whoa, what is this place? He sees Adam and Chava buried, and the smell of Gan Eden, and a candle lit above their head. He's like, this is the smell of Gan Eden. This is where I want to be. And he already marked it, that's where he wants to be. Okay, it was his hope, it was his wish, far away from home, but I'm aiming for that. And then one thing leads to the next, that Sarah passes away. How does she pass away? Midrash says that the Yetzer Hara confused her. He came to her in a dream or in a vision as her son. And supposedly that her son was dead. And she said, what happened to you? You died. He said, yeah, Abba is with a sword, with a dagger, and he's killing me. And she heard that, and Parcha Nishmata, she died. But where did that happen? When she couldn't find Avraham and Yitzchak, she was looking around, walking around. Where are they? Could they be here? Could they be there? She gets to Hebron to look for them. And that's where she dies. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu made it play out in such a role that she'll eventually go searching for them over there. And she didn't die because she died early of her concern for her son. Rather, that was her days. As the Pasuk says, again, it says, Vayu Chaye Sarah Avraham, and then it says, Shenei Chaye Sarah, the years of Sarah, again to teach us that is the quota of life that Hashem gave to her in the beginning. Now, the whole story that she heard about Yitzchak, and she was scared that he'll die, and that's how she got a heart attack, has nothing to do with how many years she was meant to live. But Hashem put her to go and eventually be over there, so he could, Avraham Avinu, have an excuse that he needs to buy the Mara. Why? Because if you live in Beersheba, are you allowed to take someone that passed away and travel around and take a tour with a bus and see, oh, what's a good place to go get buried? I like the view here, I like over there, there's a nice tree over here under that. You can't do that. Somebody passes away, even today in Yerushalayim, somebody passes away in the middle of the night, what do? Right then and there, they go, they bury them. And they don't wait at all. So how would he go? So Hashem made it work out that way, that he has even an excuse to ask the people of Hebron, of Benechet and Ephron, to ask him, and he has motivation, he has some basis, some ground for his request to bury her over there. But when he asks them to bury her over there, and we'll close off with this, he says, Ger v'toshav, Anuchi imachem. I am a ger and I'm a toshav. What's the difference between the two? A ger is someone that's just moved in, someone that's foreign, someone that's new to the community. Doesn't mean a convert. It means a ger. It means someone that's new, someone that's foreign. They just came. They didn't grow up here. They're not from here originally. But so he gave him the idea that he's not really. I'm not from Hebron, but I'm still asking you. But then what did he also say? V'toshav, but I'm also a citizen. So are you foreigner or are you a citizen? Says Rabbi Soloveitchik, this is a lesson for every single Jew. In the world that we live in, wherever you live, you have to be a toshav, you have to be a citizen. You have to contribute to the city that you live in, you have to pay your taxes, you have to be a citizen just like everybody else. You have to, camaraderie, you should feel the obligation to make the city and the town and the country that you're in a safe and good place and a sound place, everything. But at the same time, as much as we are vested into the place that we live in, and we feel secure and we feel great, and just like equal to everybody else, we're a toshav. We shouldn't make too big of a deal out of the worldly things that occupy us. Certainly if it's outside of Eretz Yisrael, 100%, we should feel like a ger. We should feel like it's nice to be here, but this is not my original place. I'm a foreigner because I'm not in the holy land of Israel. And I believe that most people feel that way. Yes, we live here, but really, the holiness of Eretz Yisrael is what pulls our neshama, and that's where, spiritually, that's where I am, but only also to maybe minimize the focus that we have on things that are not of spiritual pursuit, and Torah pursuit, and mitzvot pursuit, and things like that. So on the one hand, I'm here. On the one hand, I'm really thinking about the spiritual conquest of my life. Baruch Adonai L'olam. Amen.
Amen.